This is my Super Hypo Blizzard, which is a Super Hypo Sharp Albino Ralph Davis Reptile Black-Eyed Anery. What's up, snake fans? Dave Palumbo here for Muscle Serpents Daily. And I hope you guys are having a great weekend. I'm gonna go into the snake room and do a little cleaning and take a look at some stuff that happened on Friday. And hopefully can entertain you guys a little bit. The sun is setting here in Cape Coral, Florida. This is actually Friday, but you guys will probably see this either on Sunday or Monday. And in the background there, you can see my albino olive python cages here, my Bredli cages. I have 2 more cages being built actually for diamond pythons and maybe at some point bowline pythons. We'll see, maybe Sanzinia. Mine are still really, really small, so we're not really at that point yet, but it's all good, having fun. We're gonna go inside, we're gonna take a look at some ball python breeding, we're gonna take a look at some boas, we'll take a look at a little of everything. This is kind of a fun day for me. I wanna also show you some monitor training and all that good stuff. So stay tuned, let's go into the snake room. All right, so we tried to do a little monitor training and I was putting the water bowl in and then she decided, yeah, you know what, I don't wanna go on Dave's arm. I'd rather just go exploring myself. Other brave new worlds and galaxies in Star Trek. So I'm gonna see if I can get her here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. I don't want to grab her because I want her to come to me. And I don't want to put gloves on because she doesn't like gloves, so I'm trying to like con her into coming over to me. You just, come on. Oh, okay, come on, big girl. Oh, okay. She's got very sharp claws, so big girl plant may not be the best idea. Okay, there we go. Good girl. All right. That was only a couple little sticks in my arms, in my hands. All right, we're making progress, you know. I like to let her out and let her run around. I'm just not, I don't think we're at that stage yet. So we gave her a new water bowl. She'll be happy with that. And how come we only have one light? Oh, that's the basket light. So you still got to do the lights still on this cage. We probably should move her down one cage so I don't have to get a ladder every time I hold her. But she seems to like it high up. So this might actually be a better cage in terms of her having more confidence. Like everyone says, put her lower, you know, so you can access it easier. But they like to be up high. I think when she comes out and she sees the whole room, I think that actually relaxes her a little bit. The one thing that I'm learning now with a big water monitor like this, I never had a big one, we have the small ones, is that their claws are really sharp and she just does not like gloves because she associates it with, I guess, you know, maybe Paul, my friend who would grab her with the gloves. She's fine without the gloves. So, but the problem is, it does, see, look at my hand right there. And she didn't try it. It was just, you know, she just held on and they haven't. It's incredible how sharp those claws are. It's like, they're like eagle talons almost. And so that's the one thing we have to come up to. Someone's got to create a glove that doesn't look like a glove so I can protect the top of my hands because this part of my hands are fine. I got to put something here so that she doesn't, maybe I should pull the sweatshirt down a little bit more, but because that does hurt a little bit. But I think so far we're making really good progress there. She's obviously not attacking, you know, if you move slowly with her, she's doing really well. And I wish I had more room where we could take her out and like have like a room where she can kind of just walk around. We have so many cages here that it's just too many wires. And I know what's gonna happen, she's gonna start knocking wires out when we live. When we had those croc monitors from my friend Shane, the croc monitor mill, with knocking wires out everywhere. And Pablo and I couldn't figure out why the hot spots were beeping and because they get into mischief like kids almost. All right. Good training session. All right, Pablo's filling up the greens. These guys like to eat. This female is a monster, no pun intended, because she is a 50% red monster, but she's a eater. That male, very, very picky eater. And so, but I got to tell you, I've never had bearded dragons. I haven't done anything with this to train this. This thing just likes to be picked up. Really, really good personality. Really nice red coloring here. She's got that translucent legs there. I'm liking these guys actually. I wouldn't want to have 100 of them, but I do like them. Pablo and I goal is to breed these guys and make some 100% red monsters out of these guys. Get some really red bearded dragons. All right, blue tongue skinks coming out of brumation. We put some heat on them. They're not going back to their regular cage yet. That'll be next week. So from what I understand, you take them out of brumation, we feed them once, and then next week we're going to try to breed them, see what happens. This is my northern female. She's usually the best eater. I want to see if she goes right in for the kill. We actually did a very long brumation though, Pablo, on these guys. Probably longer than most people do. She's probably waiting for us to close the cage and then she'll go eat. You want some food, big girl? Yeah, you waking up? You had a long nap? They're not really in hibernation. They kind of just don't move around too much. But they'll drink water and stuff like that when they're in brumation. We just put them in the cold room. We're gonna warm them up though. They definitely got to go into the other room. It's Friday already and we're a little late on time, so we don't want to start moving them around. We just put some belly heat on them, so now if they eat, they can go bask and digest. And next week they'll go back to their regular cages, and we'll try to feed them, and we'll try to breed them. All right, Pablo did some feeding here on this Friday here. He brings his mice and our little OD leopard lavender pied or OD leopard dreamsicle female that I got a trade earlier this year. 8, so she's doing really well. I really love this girl, I gotta tell you. I love albino pies, but I gotta be honest, I think the lavender pies are nicer. Although, if we ever produce the mandarin albino pies, those are gonna be pretty cool. We gotta get mandarin into lavender albino pie too, at some point. But that's another whole topic for discussion. She ate, so let's let her bask and digest. All right, now this male I produced in 21, so he's going on 2 years old. He is an interesting case because he's a mouser. I'm going to explain what a mouser is. A lot of you guys know what that is, but some of you don't. First of all, I believe he's banana orange dream, yellow belly or asphalt, lesser. He's 66% het pied, and he might actually be a visual hurricane. I'm not really sure. So he was the only egg that survived in this clutch, and so I kept him back because he's just kind of cool looking, you know. And he was really, really small when we got him, or when he was born, I should say, not when we got him, when he was hatched. And so we kind of grew attached to him, so we don't want to let him go. I mean, maybe we might be convinced to let him go, but I really believe, you know, lesser and hurricane is sometimes hard to tell. I really believe that this is hurricane. So I'm calling it banana orange dream, lesser hurricane, and then it's yellow belly or asphalt, and it's 66% het pied. So let's see. And it's hard to tell if there's pied markers on this or not because it's got too many genes in it. Now this snake is not small by any means, but it's almost 2 years old, and it will only eat mice. It will kill rats, but it will not eat the rats. Why? I don't know, but you guys might experience this, or I should say you will experience this at some point if you breed enough snakes, that some, especially ball pythons, just will not eat anything but mice. And you know what? Who cares? As long as they eat, feed them what they want, you know? And I got news for you. I got snakes that are pretty big that have eaten only mice. So, you know, you might have to feed them 2 mice or 3 mice instead of in lieu of a medium rat down the road, especially if they're female. So this guy's a male, and I usually only feed my mice anyways. I don't even care about this guy. He's breeder size already. I could actually breed him this year. And so males are good when they're small, so it doesn't even matter for males. But for females, if you guys have female mousers, don't worry about it. Feed them what they want. As long as they're eating, then you're good. So it's just a lesson on impatience sometimes, and you have to just say to yourself, okay, I got a snake. It does eat. It doesn't want to eat what I want to feed it, but that's okay. It's not like a mouse is not hard to get. If you breed snakes, I'm sure you're feeding mice to your babies. So unless you're breeding, you know, rats and you're feeding rat pups or something like that, but It has nothing to do with, oh, I started on my mice, now he doesn't want to switch to rats. No, because you know what? 99% of the snakes will eat anything you feed them. So whether you feed them mice their whole life and then switch them to rats after 5 years, they'll still eat the rats. I get news for you. Because in nature, they'll eat whatever's available. You know, they can't be picky. Oh, I only like mice, or I only like rats. But sometimes there are certain snakes that, you know, that will, in captivity at least, that we found that only eat mice. And so this is a mouser, and he'll be good. Like I said, I feed most of my males mice anyway. The only time I feed them like small rats is if they're losing too much weight during breeding season. Because it'll cost you a lot of money if you feed your males rats too, unless you're breeding them yourself. So my suggestion is, because males don't need to be that big anyways, feed your males adult-sized mice, and you might have to do it once a week, you know. But that's okay. You'll save a lot of money. And the males will be healthier, believe me. They don't need to be fat. Fat males don't breed well. Okay, so now that you just saw my mouser story, now we have another situation. This male, which is an albino, 66% head axanthic, or 66% head snow, essentially, carpet python, I produced back in 2020, not 1900, no, 2020. May of 20, so in 2 months, less than 2 months, this guy is going to be 3 years old. 3. Look at how small he is. We know carpets don't stay this small normally. Why is he this small? I'll tell you why. Because this male refused to eat on his own. Refused it. We hand-fed, Pablo and I, mostly Pablo the last year or so, too, hand-fed this guy, assist-fed him, most of the time just shoving the mouse down his throat, really. For 3 years. Almost 3 years now. Why do we do it? Because he's perfect in every way. He has no deficits. He looks normal. His tongue flicks are normal. He's a beautiful snake. And I couldn't get myself to put him in the freezer or let him die. So we just kept assist feeding him with the idea that eventually he's going to start eating. Well, we're going on 3 years, and today was the first day this boy ate on his own. Pablo threw the mouse in, as he always is, a little hopper or fuzzy, whatever he puts in here, and he usually goes and feeds everything else. Then he comes back and he has to assist feed this guy. Not today. The big boy grew up finally, and he ate his own food. So, moral of the story, don't give up on your snakes. You know, if it's worth keeping, you know, now look, if the thing had a deficit, if it had a kink spine, or there was something wrong with it, that's a different story, you know, but the snake was perfectly healthy, and he's a valuable snake, and this is the snake that will wind up proving out to be head snow, you know, so he's beautiful, he's eating now, and he'll probably, well, he is actually for sale on Morph Market, but every time people ask me about him, I always say, nope, he's not eating yet, but now he's eating, and if he eats again next week, then he'll be solid to go. And I've had snakes, I had one female, and I've shown you her. She took 3.5 years to eat, but that was my first carpet I ever produced, so I had a special liking to that one. Now, if I had 10 snakes every week that didn't eat, that's a different story. I would never even put up with it. But one here and there, I like to save the world, don't we all? A little baby, Ivory, is eating some food. This is one of our babies we got this past year. I didn't produce her, I bought her. And she's gobbling down some wet food. I caught her in the act. I heard her making some noise. She's chowing down. She's my favorite lizard in my collection, I gotta tell you. I don't know why, I just like it. She's beautiful. What a cutie. Look at the size of this girl. She is huge. Orange Dream Ultramel Het Cryptic female. Look at that. That is a big girl. Big girl. Being bred by my blackhead leopard Ultramel male. So we're looking to get, I'm kind of ignoring the cryptic aspect of it. I'm trying to get the leopard blackhead with the Orange Dream and Ultramel, so that's my goal. And then we'll have possible cryptics, possible head cryptics. and that's fine. I don't care, because I gotta get this. I probably should have bred this boy to a visual cryptic. This way everything could have been het cryptic, but it is what it is. I wanted to, you know, she's a big girl, and I wanted to really try to hedge my bets a little bit and make sure that we got a big clutch, and we'll go from there. But this girl I expect to probably lay sometime in the next month or two. Oh, that's a nice little lock and pairing we got here. This is a girl that I produced, VPIA Xanthic Fire Bamboo. I don't want to disrupt her too much, and she's being bred by a male that I produced, so I produced both of these babies. GHI Pastel Clown, pretty sure. So we're trying to get this VPIA Xanthic Fire Bamboo into the Clown project. And we've seen VPIA Xanthic Clowns; they're beautiful. I think the GHI will really add another element to it, and I think the fire and bamboo also will add another element. So we'll see. This is a long-term project. Try to produce some double het VPI Xanthic Clowns, and we'll go from there. We're finishing off today's video with two of my favorite snakes that I produced from 22. This is my Super Hypo Blizzard, which is a Super Hypo Sharp Albino Ralph Davis Reptile Black-Eyed Anery. So the Black-Eyed Anery removing the reds and the yellows. And we got this snow white snake. This snake is over a year old now, and she's still just as white as from the day she was born. Beautiful. And then this is kind of the paradigm version of this. So we call this the Phantom. This is a possible Super Hypo. It's definitely Hypo, but it could be Super Hypo Paradigm, which is one copy of Sharp Albino, one copy of Boa Woman Caramel, gives you that creamy intermediate we call Paradigm, and then it's also the Ralph Davis Reptile Black-Eyed Anery gene. So it's they're the same snake, except this snake has one copy of Boa Woman Caramel, and in place of its Sharp Albino, this one's got the two copies of Sharp Albino, and we get the differences in snake, and we get, this is a pure T negative, this has got some melanin left in it, and both of them are exquisite in their own right, putting on really nice size. This one's a male, this is a female, and I have the other sexes too of these, but these are two of the ones I really love the most. So I figured I would end this beautiful weekend day with this nice little beautiful boa. If this doesn't make you want to get into boas, I don't know what would. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today here at Palumbo's Pythons and Boas. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, give us a like. I want to just, once again, I know I've been saying it the past couple days, but I want to keep reiterating it. I want to send prayers, love, healing out to Brian Barczyk. He's dealing with pancreatic cancer. For those of you who didn't see my other videos, send those prayers out to him. He needs all the positive energy he can get. I'm actually going to be getting a little surgery myself. It's not a little surgery, it's a little bit of a big surgery. I have an enlarged aorta. It's called an aortic aneurysm. They've been watching for the last 3 years. I feel great. Don't even know it's there, but it's gotten bigger, so they want to fix that. So I'm going to be undergoing a little open heart surgery on March 22nd. I'll probably be out of action for a week or two. You know me. I'll try to. It's going to be hard. It's hard to keep a good man down. No, but I have serious surgery we're going through. Hopefully everything will work out well. I'll keep you guys updated on that. And, you know, a lot of people have reached out to me already with prayers and stuff like that, and I appreciate that. But we still have a bunch of videos to do before we get to that point. That's going to be in about a week and a half. I'll be going in for that. And by the time you see this, maybe it'll be a week out. I'll try to record a couple videos ahead of time so you guys have some stuff to watch. But if I'm out of action, you'll know why. It's because I'm healing and recovering so that I can be bigger and better than ever before and give you guys even more stuff to watch on a regular basis. All right, guys, if you enjoyed these videos, show me the love. Hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, hit that like button. I'll see you back tomorrow morning.